Ugh, of course, this is Mark Hyman's mantra. Hey everyone, I'm Abby Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by Built Bar, and I will be reviewing another Harper's Bazaar What I Eat in a Day by Pegan Diet creator and best-selling author, Dr. Mark Hyman. But before I get into it, I want to chat about my sponsor, Built Bar. So as you guys know, I was never really into the whole protein bar thing for a really long time because I felt like most of them were basically just like less delicious chocolate bars. And I would rather have a chocolate bar than something that tasted like crap, even if it did have protein in it. But as a busy breastfeeding mama, I'm all about quick, easy, handheld snacks. So I was really surprised when I tried one of these. They literally taste like a marshmallow coated in chocolate. So good. Like I would eat these even if they didn't have protein in them. So today we're gonna go for peanut butter. Yeah, because it's morning. So you gotta get your peanut butter fix in. This one's got 19 grams of protein. Let's see. Gotta love peanut butter and chocolate. That is a classic. Are those? This is so good. A little piece of peanuts in there. I just need to eat this. Then I'll get to the video. Okay, that is so good. Do I have chocolate on my face? Oh my God. But because it is a lower sugar bar, I'd probably pair this, like if it's for breakfast, with some fruit or toast. Be a great post-workout snack for muscle repair. But these have also been awesome in the middle of the night as breastfeeding fuel. Way less obnoxious or crunchy or messy compared to having like nuts or dried cereal in bed. Anyway, all the flavors I've tried so far are super yummy, and I'm really excited to make my way through the rest of this box with you guys. So if you want to try them out, I'm going to leave a link below for 15% off of your order. Also, super quick before we dive in, you can pause the screen or look at the description to check out my disclaimer, including a trigger warning to those with current or previous experiences with disordered eating. I'll be evaluating meals based on their nutritional merit alone, which says very little about their overall value. So if it's not supporting your food journey, by all means, sit this one out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring that little bell so that you never miss out on an episode. All right, let's dive in.
I lay in bed and I simmer. I simmer in that twilight between waking and sleeping, and I listen to what it has to tell me. I listen to the dreams that I had. I try to go back and think about them and just feel what I want. And then I meditate.
So that sounds like a really great ritual in the morning. You know, meditation is an amazing way to kick off your day. We have a lot of research to suggest that meditation can help reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and pain while improving memory and task efficiency, as well as biomedical markers like blood pressure. So I love that he's advocating for that.
I first often have a green tea. I like the brown rice roasted green tea. Sometimes I'll have a coffee. If there's an espresso machine in the house, I'll definitely have that with some maybe macadamia milk.
Awesome. And I like that he switches things up too, you know? Ultimately, nothing really to comment on here because, as you know, I don't pester people about their coffee order. You drink it how you like it, and that is cool with me.
Caramel macchiato, light ice, not heavy. If it's heavy, I'm not gonna drink it. Tell them put a little bit of soy in it. Not a lot, just enough for me to taste it and go, oh boy.
I will just say that macadamia nut milk is one of the more pricey options on the shelf today, but it definitely has been a trend to watch over the past few years. Now, it's often selected over other nut milks like almond milk because the trees are watered by rainfall instead of mechanical irrigation. So a lot of people think it is a more sustainable choice. Having said that, like most nut milks, macadamia nut milk is pretty low in calories and fat and protein. So just something to keep in mind if adding nutrition to your coffee is a priority for you.
I really well understand that food is medicine, not because I learned it in medical school, but because food works to regulate every single system in your body. Your gut, your immune system, your detox system, everything.
Ugh, I hate this phrase. But I can totally see, Mark reciting this mantra to himself every day while drinking his green tea, you know? Food is medicine, food is medicine. Honestly, I may be a dietitian and I am fully aware and believe in the power of food, but this was likely a misinterpretation of the original quote and one that is now used far too often to sell wellness culture BS. Well, I want to make it clear that what you eat absolutely does play a very important role in your health. Equating food to medicine does both of these commodities an injustice. We do not just eat for nutrients and fuel. We eat for culture, love, joy, comfort, tradition, community, religion, and so much more. This reductionist view of food also puts an overwhelming onus on the individual to maintain their own health status simply by consuming enough superfoods and avoiding all of the demonized junk. The reality is that health is not as simple as what we eat. We know that disease risk and ultimately death is likely better related to genetics and socioeconomic status and environment and stress and other factors. So this mantra aims to reduce disease down to a form of well-deserved punishment that somebody acquires when they fail to eat the right food. Ugh, like, would you tell a person with cancer that they should just forego chemo and just eat more chia seeds? And then when they die from this suggestion, that it's their fault? No. Okay, let's move on to Mark's medicine food.
Goat whey, which has A2 casein. I'll use sometimes a plant protein like a pea protein or hemp protein, adaptogenic mushroom. All that goes into powder in my shake. I put in green tea powder and pomegranate powder, which are great for the microbiome. I put in probiotics. I put in a little MCT oil that's great for my long bike rides and keeps me going. And I throw in some frozen fruit.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like, pack enough superfood powders into your Vitamix and you've apparently got the elixir to good health and long life.
And if I don't maintain an extremely high dosage of herbal remedies, I will get very depressed. Oh God, it's happening right now.
Now, obviously, I'm being a little sassy, and there's nothing wrong with Mark's breakfast if this brings him energy and joy. But let's very quickly break this concoction down for you. Protein. So love that Mark has some protein in there. His smoothie pick is either a plant-based pea, pumpkin seed, or hemp-based protein, or a goat-based whey, which contains the A2 protein instead of the A1 protein. What he means by this is that while most dairy contains a mixture of A1 and A2 beta-casein protein, there are some goat and cow's milk products on shelves today that exclusively contain the A2 protein. This may benefit some folks who have a hard time digesting traditional dairy, but for whom lactose isn't the actual culprit. Early research suggests that the A1 protein may cause a lot of the common digestive symptoms that most people usually just attribute to lactose. So when people switch to an A2 milk, they can enjoy dairy just fine. So I am glad that he's found a product that works for him. Now, for fat, Mark claims that the MCT oil provides a more even metabolism, which is what I call bullshit, because that's not really a thing.
You keep saying some that doesn't exist, and you got thing one and thing two corroborating your story like it does. And why are you lying then? It's bullshit.
What I think Mark is meaning is that MCT is metabolized as fuel differently in the body compared to other fats, and that is true. MCTs, or medium chain triglycerides, can enter the cells without being broken down like other fatty acids so that they can be used as an immediate energy source. Great. As for everything else this guy is putting in there, well, we do have some fiber-rich fruits, so that's good. And then we've also got a bunch of powders like antioxidant-rich green tea powder, probiotics, and pomegranate powder, which he says is good for the microbiome. But the research I found on this simply suggests that in a petri dish, it may work as a prebiotic fiber, which helps to feed the bacteria in the gut. But so does just eating a variety of produce and having a general healthy fiber-rich diet. As for the adaptogenic mushrooms, we do have a number of studies on the benefits of the most commonly used adaptogenic supplement, ashwagandha, for stress and anxiety. But the research for these other magical mushrooms that he cited is definitely less robust. Some test tube research has found that reishi mushrooms might help to boost our immune system, and animal studies have shown some benefits for blood sugar management in rats with type 2 diabetes. But again, we don't have the same kind of evidence for human adults. We also have a large meta-analysis of 5 different studies which found that it didn't have any kind of beneficial impact on cholesterol, as a lot of mushroom enthusiasts often suggest. Does this mean that these powders are useless? No, not necessarily. But in my professional opinion, we don't have any strong evidence to justify the cost or the taste. Ugh. I actually tried some mushroom coffee in my video right here, and it literally ruined my whole day. So yeah, probably not a smoothie recipe that I would try. Just saying.
Because I don't really snack because I just eat good food and I eat plenty of food. And if I do snack, I might have some macadamia nuts, or I might have some almonds, or I might have a piece of fruit.
Again with the moralizing language. But you could just say, I don't eat between meals because my meals are large and satiating. That would also work. Though, I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't call Mark's smoothie breakfast super large and satiating. No amount of superfood powders is going to make up for the fact that it's still probably like a 300 calorie breakfast, and that might just not be enough for a lot of adults who are going on crazy long bike rides. So I would absolutely suggest maybe some nuts or fruit as a snack. Snack doesn't have to be a bad word. It's literally an important way to make sure that you're getting all the necessary nutrients that your body needs in a day. It's not something that we need to demonize. I get that this is kind of Mark's shtick. Like, his social media and website is also riddled with moralizing, dichotomizing, and fear-mongering language about food, health, and disease. This reductionist approach to wellness clearly appeals to a lot of people out there, but obviously is not for me. Let's see what he's having for lunch.
I had the most amazing salad. I had sunflower sprouts, arugula from the farm, cherry tomatoes. I put in toasted pumpkin seeds, watermelon radishes, and some regular radishes, extra virgin olive oil, which has oleocanthals, all those great medicines. I put in balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper. I had some smoked salmon that was wild coho salmon, a little can of mackerel.
Okay, so this fat salad does sound divine, and I imagine it is probably pretty satiating as well. So we've got loads of healthy fats and protein in the fatty fish and seeds, and lots of fiber-rich veggies. But considering what a modest breakfast he had, and that he suggested he rarely snacks between meals, I would say he could definitely stand to maybe add a little carb in the mix. I know he's Pegan, aka paleo vegan, which I'll speak more about in a hot minute, but maybe some like roasted sweet potato or another starchy carb would bulk this up really nicely.
And then for dinner, I love to make a rainbow assortment of colorful fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and good quality protein. So I eat really delicious food. There's no deprivation or starvation, what I call the Pegan Diet, which is basically the topic of my new book.
Okay, so now let's talk about this whole Pegan Diet thing. Now, the paleo vegan diet is exactly what it sounds like. The not-so-loving love child of the paleo and vegan diet. Most of you know that a vegan diet or a plant-based diet avoids all animals and animal byproducts, while a paleo diet tries to mimic the diet of our hunter and gatherer ancestors, focusing mainly on lean meats, fish, fruits, veggies, nuts, and seeds. In Mark Hyman's Pegan version, because this is literally a made-up diet, he suggests a diet rich in low glycemic index organic veggies and fruit, nuts and seeds, and omega-3 rich low mercury fish. The diet suggests that you avoid any refined oils, food additives, sugar, gluten, dairy, and significantly limit your whole grains, legumes, and grass-fed sustainably raised meat. In other words, it's really fucking restrictive. The paleo diet, in my opinion, is kind of BS. I mean, I'm not sure why we would want to emulate the life of our ancestors when they literally lived to an average of 35 years old.
What a load of bugs. My father ate it every day of his life. He lived to the ripe old age of 38.
I mean, I would almost be dead right now, and this Mark guy would be toast. But even if we did, there's plenty of anthropological data out there to suggest that our ancestors actually ate a lot of grains and carbs. Our bodies have also evolved to thrive on modern food. For example, by producing lactase enzyme to help us effectively digest milk. And there's a lot of benefits to modern day food processing. It's allowed us to, not get sick from raw eggs or meat, and to cook vegetables to make them easier to digest. Now, plant-based eating, in contrast, does have some more robust research to back it up. And what I think we can maybe take away that's positive from a diet pattern like peganism is that it relies less on ultra-processed foods that are higher in saturated fat, and it focuses more on whole foods rich in unsaturated fats and fiber. But there are a lot of restrictions to try to manage here without driving yourself absolutely mad. So for example, when you're eating plant-based for ethical or religious reasons, for example, there's still a lot of room for fun foods in your life. So we have coconut ice cream and vegan burgers and even just like a damn piece of toast, for heaven's sake. But Mark's diet feels so righteous and restrictive. Like, it reads to me like orthorexia 101. And I'm not diagnosing him with anything, but that is my major concern with a diet pattern like this. Like, there's not a sprinkle of sugar or convenient grocery store shortcut in sight. Not only does this feel more grounded in morality than actual wellness, but it's also reading as super elitist and exclusive. Remember my review on Sorella Moore? Yeah, like, I'm starting to wonder if this is where she got her diet tips from. Moving on.
Mahi-mahi, ghee, and jicama, a watermelon radish salad, incredible dressing, which had tahini and lemon juice, olive oil, little cumin, these little new potatoes, lion's mane mushrooms, assortment of greens in the fridge, chard and kale, and I stir-fried it with the ginger. I basically had 4 or 5 different dishes, all vegetables, plus a little bit of protein.
Okay, so this does sound pretty incredible. We got some carbs in the potatoes, we got healthy fats in the tahini and olive oil, we got protein in the fish, and we've got lots of veggies in the salad and mushrooms. As for said mushrooms, Mark suggests that he eats them because they are great for your brain. And he's not necessarily wrong, but we also don't have super strong evidence of that. The research that we have linking lion's mane mushrooms to Alzheimer's improvements has been done on mice, not humans, and the one small human study I was able to locate was done with lion's mane supplements, not the whole food. The good news was that taking these supplements for 4 months did improve mental functioning. The bad news was that these benefits totally disappeared when the supplementation stopped. We also don't know what the impact would be of just like throwing a little mushrooms in with your lunch. Having said that, research on the MIND diet has linked fruits and veggies to better brain health. So generally speaking, yes, this dietary pattern right here is associated with good brain health.
Occasionally, I might drink a little tequila, but maybe once a week.
I mean, I can't fault the guy on a shot of liquor per week. But honestly, this is why these stupid diet rules make no sense. Tequila is often suggested as a paleo-friendly drink because it's not made from grains like gin, vodka, or whiskey are. But when you really boil it down, liquor is liquor is liquor. Doesn't it sound kind of stupid to you that you've got the wellness guru's blessing to do body shots at the bar, but you're chastised for a smear of natural peanut butter on your whole grain bread? I'm not calling anyone out on their love of a well-made margarita, but let's get our nutrition priorities straight here, folks. I don't know about you, but I smell some major bull here.
I don't eat certain ingredients. For example, I don't eat anything that's not food. If it has weird ingredients, weird chemicals in it, if it's not actually something that nature made, I won't eat it.
Got it. Okay, but I've got some questions here for my friend Mark. Did nature make the green tea powder? What about the adaptogenic mushrooms powder? Or the refined pea protein powder? Or the isolated MCT oil? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't come out of the ground that way. I'm pretty sure our ancestors didn't have that stuff. Oh, and what about the tequila, Mark? You do know that alcohol is classified as a group 1 carcinogen and is broken down into a known toxin, acetaldehyde, right? Ugh, I am so over this elitist anti-chemical wellness discourse. Chemicals are in everything, and natural is not always better. As an example, like here's a fun little factoid to bust out at your next Zoom dinner party. We have artificial flavors like vanilla that are made in a lab, and while they're deemed safe by the FDA, they are man-made chemicals synthesized in a lab. Meanwhile, natural vanilla extract can not only come from the vanilla bean, but also from, get ready for this folks, beavers' anal glands.
What?
Yup. So you tell me which one sounds more like food to you. We can communicate our food preferences without moralizing others and suggesting that certain foods are poison or toxic or just downright inedible because they've been processed in some sort of way. Ugh. Okay.
If I eat comfort food, what would I eat? Once in a while, I love pasta. So I might have, lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, maybe soba noodles, buckwheat noodles, and I'll make a little pasta dish, which I really love.
Okay, so I am a huge fan of bean-based pastas because it's a great source of protein and fiber and is appropriate for those who may need to eat a gluten-free diet. But based on his own arbitrary Pegan rules, this comfort food would be a major no-no. The ingredients in banza, for example, are chickpeas, pea protein, tapioca starch, and xanthan gum. Last time I checked, all of those things are discouraged when you eat Pegan. I mean, xanthan gum specifically, I would think Mark would call out as some sort of new age poison because it is derived from sugar, and a lot of these gums and emulsifiers often get demonized in wellness circles for their alleged role in poor digestion and weight gain. I've actually got a whole blog post outlining the faulty mice research that this assertion is based on. But just know that normal amounts of a lot of these additives are completely safe and only shown to cause digestive issues in super large amounts. Definitely not something to even think about in the context of a bowl of chickpea pasta. The reason I'm even bringing this up is to poke holes in Mark's bullshit diet that he's trying to market and profit off of in this interview. So, what can we say about Dr. Mark's diet? It's obviously quite nutrient dense. I cannot deny him that. There's very little I would even be able to critique other than the fact that it just doesn't seem like a whole lot of food, and it's not really a lot of carbs either. I mean, we got a protein smoothie for breakfast, a fat salad for lunch, and no snacks before dinner. Just doesn't leave us with like a whole lot of calories to work with. Even if I'm being super generous on some of the oil portions that he's adding to foods, we're still looking at like 1,600 to 1,700 calories and less than 100 grams of carbs. Obviously it's not keto, but it's still not really that much. So I would definitely be down to see some more carbs sprinkled throughout the day, even if we were limited to just those grain-free, paleo-approved ones like sweet potatoes. And yeah, the guy can totally use a snack in there too. My bigger issue with this interview is, not surprisingly, all that moralizing language. When we put so much emphasis on eating only good food, reducing food down to medicine, or tying our identity so intimately to what we eat, we miss out on a lot of the sensual aspects of food that make it a satisfying part of our life. We make it so that if you slip up and, God forbid, eat something that cavemen didn't have access to, we become lazy, inadequate, and lacking in self-control. So I don't care if the Pegan diet is rich in antioxidants and fiber and low in additives and saturated fat. When it consumes so much of your life and sense of self to maintain it, it cannot be a healthy way to eat. Please know that we have come so far in safe food production, not to mention lifespan, since our Paleolithic ancestors roamed the earth, and it is okay to eat a cup of chickpeas, a slice of bread, or a cup of yogurt because of it. Not everything natural is superior to things that are man-made, and not everything processed is inherently toxic or unsafe. Friends, repeat after me. Everything can be consumed in moderation, and nutrition doesn't need to be black and white. And on that note, that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you again to Built Bar for sponsoring this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below on who you'd like to see me review next. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye! And for more great videos like this, check out the link right here.